The Top 50 Free State Game Changers is an apt platform for the Free State province to take a look at the past 23 years of democracy. While to talk more on the Free State's Top 50 Game Changers, we're very pleased to be joined in studio by the Speaker of the Free State Provincial Legislature, Uma Mamiki Kabate, as well as members of the Youth Parliament, Ms. Neile Nkolise, as well as Mr. Ratebe Mofokeng. Ladies and gents, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. We're also happy to be here.
We're very happy to have you. Speaker, let's start with you. Tell us more about this Provincial Youth Parliament and that you recently held and produced a book that reflects 50 young game changers. Tell us more about that.
Okay. Yes, we were busy for the whole day. During the course of the day, we held a youth parliament where young people came together across all levels, specters, to come and discuss about their future, how they see the country, what is it that they feel that is still lacking, how can we fast track on issues that are challenges for them. And in the evening, we had a gala where we were launching this book of our 50 Free State young game changers.
Yeah.
Why we did this book is because there is becoming to be a notion that there is nothing to celebrate for 1976. Why are we still celebrating it even today? So we were trying to show these young people who have beat the odds and are doing so well in different fields where they are, that should it not have been of 1976, they could not have achieved what they are achieving today. And therefore, we always need to commemorate and celebrate 1976, appreciate those that died for us, that these are the opportunities that are here today, that we are celebrating and enjoying.
Absolutely, so that the youth of today can also further carry on with those values. Neile, let me talk to you. I'm very glad, Speaker, that you brought us both a gentleman and a woman. I think it's so balanced. Neile, I'm going to start with you. What does it mean for you to be chosen as part of the 50 people that are putting your province on the map? Game changer.
Well, I'm truly honored, but for me, it's part of saying we have a good story to tell about South African youth, because you might remember in the past, there's always questions about what are the youth doing to transform South Africa. So this book and my role in the book, it reflects the role that we're doing in South Africa, the impact that we're having, because for me, being recognized in this book was through my work, particularly my work within the healthcare sector, coming from an engineering background and saying that there's a role we need to do in breast cancer and creating breast prosthetics to help women affected by breast cancer who've had mastectomy. So this book, I would believe that it not only highlights what young people are doing within the Free State, but it is also one of those tools that can be used to inspire young people, and also to it's a good story. I always say it's a tale that you need to tell young people today and yes to come.
Ratebe, what does this whole thing mean for you?
Well, I'm actually a member of the Youth Parliament, and the Youth Parliament has become a very good program that has been run by the Free State government, the legislature, of course, in terms of bringing youth closer to the government, to the people that are really there, that are in charge of the running of the province and the lawmaking of the province. So therefore, they're bringing youth closer to them so that youth can be able to tell them first-hand their problems, so that they can know that these are the challenges that the youth of Free State are facing, and this is how they want us to help them, because we are not only bringing out our challenges, but we're also bringing out solutions which they can be able to implement in order to tell us that this is what we as youth propose, put forward to you, so that you can be able to implement it as you are the ones that are in charge.
Absolutely. You know, Speaker, it's very interesting. During the recent ANC's policy conference, Speaker Supremo Mapelo actually said that there needs to be a lot of political education. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the purpose of hosting this youth parliament? Is it, for example, to try and garner up or beef up that whole political education, particularly from young leaders that are going to become our future leaders ultimately?
Let me link it up with the trip that we took to Angola.
Yeah.
We took young people to Angola to go and learn about the continent so that we be able to appreciate ourselves, you know, as a continent. And Angola is one country, just like South Africa, which was under colonialism. But they had extra challenges because there were civil wars also in Angola. Now, when we took our young people there, they realized that young people in Angola are appreciating their country with its difficulties because they appreciate where we come from. And they are playing a meaningful role in building their country. We did this deliberately because we feel that sometimes our young people fail to appreciate where we come from.
True.
And that they are the ones at the moment who are at a stage where they should work hard for their country. Instead of complaining, they should be that candle that brings the light to their own country. And yes, even the youth parliament is about teaching them about the political side of issues and appreciate them and teach ourselves that, look, when we differ with ideas, it does not supposed to be adversarial because all of us want development. Therefore, we need to be able to disagree to ultimately agree to come to a particular point that is taking us forward.
Rathabe, maybe tell us, talk to us about some of the solutions that you in the Youth Parliament actually brought forward.
You know, one of the solutions that we brought forward, because we're discussing issues such as the youth participation in radical economic transformation and also education, on how we can be able to improve education, sports and stuff, and also nation building. And also what we brought forward as youth at the Free State Youth Parliament for 2017 was the fact that it's high time that the whole education system, in terms of its curriculum, should not channel youth into one mainstream. It must be broad, so that youth can be able to explore different opportunities that are there for them. And also the whole concept of making free basic education be available to everyone should also be implemented into the higher education institutions, because now, as for personally myself, as I'm in grade 12 right now, so it's one of those things that could lead to me asking myself what am I going to do next year for me to be able to be admitted into a higher learning institution, because it's very expensive. So it was just a matter of us discussing on how can we make free education be there even on higher institutions. And one of the solutions was that it must be a law, there must be a law that is implemented so that all these big corporations must all come together in groups, form groups, different groups, so that each and every group that has been formed by these big corporations can be able to run their own program and send at least 100 learners to school for them to complete out all their courses. Because if we look at companies that are in the mining industry and those that are in the economic industry, because we got marketing and we got investments companies, they must be able to send learners who are interested in following that particular faculty. That's one of the implementations that we put forward.
Very interesting. Very interesting as we talk about issues of education and the fact that it's so expensive in the country. But Nello, I want you to talk about the health matters. We're always hearing about the shortage of skills. So what was your contribution to this? Because I want to hear what the speaker is going to say when I ask her, how were your views then incorporated into the actual governing policies of this whole thing?
Funny enough, I didn't participate that much within the youth parliament. But one of the things that I've always stood by is that government needs to put health at the center of critical development that needs to happen in South Africa. For one, there was one report that was done by the World Economic Forum, and they were talking a lot about healthcare in India, and they said that your non-communicable diseases such as cancer and diabetes have a high impact on the economy, because in recent years we've been losing a lot of people, probably skilled people, intellectuals, due to such diseases. So for us to attain economic growth, we need to pay careful attention to healthcare.
Look at that. Speak, I mean, talk to that now. You've encompassed all this in one big program. How has it been fruitful, and how has the youth in particular of the Free State received it?
You know, this project amazed me also.
It's amazing.
Because when we started to compile and seek for these young people who are game changers within the Free State, we came up with stories, you know, things that we didn't know that they are there, they are happening. You know, Nailing also got a presidential award from President Jacob Zuma.
Congratulations.
For what she is doing, you know. We have Luzerne within the book, who is 24 years old, blind, but does not say that blindness should be the limit for her. We have so many people whose stories are, you know, so amazing. It amazed ourselves also to see. Look, it opened our eyes also to many things that are happening within the Free State that have been done by young people. And these are the positive stories that we want to go out there, that people should appreciate and reduce on negative stories, you know. Again, I want to talk about Angola. When we were there, and also when I was in Ethiopia recently, one realized that South Africa is respected.
That's true.
Through the continent.
That is very true.
It is only South Africans who are not respecting South Africa and appreciating the good things that are happening within their country. Me Nkosazana Zuma, she is, because of her work in AU, she is highly respected by everybody, but here at home, some don't even know the work that she did for the continent. You know, our president, he is highly respected all over. But you have people who are very insulting on the work that our president is doing. So those are the things that we want to inculcate in our young people, that stop pointing a finger. Look at yourself. What is this thing that you can do? You know, internalize. There's nobody whom God has not given a particular talent.
That's true. Speaker, maybe just elaborate on that. Maybe take us through this process of choosing your 50 game changers. I mean, was there a selection process? Did they have to apply? Or, as you said, you were getting amazing stories from communities?
Yes, we announced what we are going to do. And we were also helped by media houses. You help a lot, you don't know that. Because we went to different media houses.
We tried.
And some came in, but we also had 2 young people who were working on the book, who helped us to compile this book. They also did a wonderful work, and because they are also in the media industry, they had a wealth of knowledge of many people of the Free State who are doing wonderful things that we didn't know about.
So what happens after this? Do you get recognition? I know you've already gotten recognition from the president, excuse us, but where to from here for you, Neil?
Luckily, more than that, I've also been put on a program by Minister Jeff Hadebe to be one of the youth ambassadors for the National Development Plan of South Africa.
Congratulations. This young lady is just, you won't cease to amaze us today, will you?
To me, it's not an award per se. I think it's an act of service, because our role as young people is now to teach other young people how to be active citizenship and appreciate democratic South Africa. I love that the speaker spoke about when they were in Angola, how people view South Africa, because it's one of the things I've realized when I stayed some time outside the country, that I learned to start appreciating South Africa, because we are one country that has a wealth of great leadership, yes, and a wealth of resources that are that surround us, and a lot of opportunities. So it's time that we need to start making other people learn to appreciate those and learn to start being active citizens, because we need to start, more than us teaching people the culture of leadership, we need to start teaching people the culture of followership. And that's when we'll get to a point where we start appreciating leaders in parliament and start appreciating our role as government, and not say government is we also part of government, and we also have a critical role in the development of South Africa.
Humble and smart, right, Heather?
My way forward right now, because I'm still in grade 12, so I have a very bright future.
Don't worry, you're close to everything.
Yeah, I'm close. I've got less than 4 months left. So I want to study genetics and also probably be one of the most first ever black people, because I'm very much proud of being black in such a very broad country, because our country is very diverse in terms of culture and stuff, and in terms of what is happening currently in terms of the political atmosphere that is currently happening in our country. And I think it's very important that the resolutions that we discussed in the youth parliament for our learners and also all the youth to be taught politics, to be taught leadership per se, because it's not just a matter of them not wanting to be there. They do not know the whole concept of being a leader. They think being a leader means that you own something, you are a power holder, you hold power. But being a leader, it means that you are able to just direct people and you are able to involve people in whatever it is that you're doing.
In an ethical manner.
Yes, it's something that involves ethics and stuff. So I just want to just be one of those people that set trends so that people can be able to follow positive attitude, so that they can be able to show positive attitude to the world, because South Africa really depends on us as the youth to take it forward.
All right, Speaker, just to wrap up, I mean, we know this is the Free State book. Do we know at this stage if it's going to filter on to other provinces? I mean, this is such a great initiative, and I'm sure other youths in KZN, where I come from, and anywhere else in the country are all saying, how, but when is ours coming? Say something, Speaker.
Okay. No, it's a Free State initiative.
Yeah.
But what we are intending to do, because I'm also sitting at the National Speakers Forum.
Yes.
We are going to present this book at the National Speakers Forum so that we influence other speakers to follow suit, and our national speaker also to take it. I know that she meets with the cabinet at times, the president, so that she also takes it there for departments to take it and run with it. Would want to see it, happening all over the country, because we believe that within the country there are a lot of good things that are happening.
And if we don't start with the youth, I mean, what are we doing? Where can people get this book?
Well, we are going to supply it at our libraries first.
Oh, wow, okay.
And all the municipalities.
I've got one, so I'm sorted.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That was Speaker of the Free State Provincial Legislature, Uma Mamiki Kabate, as well as the members of the Youth Parliament, Unele Kolise, as well as Ratebe Mofokeng, talking to us about this book, The Top 50 Achievers or Game Changers of the Free State Province. As you heard right here, it might be coming to your province soon, so keep it locked, go out there and keep doing what you do best and wait for that opportunity to come through. Let's look at other news very